I'm Amanda. I help people who are feeling overwhelmed, stress, or a sense of disconnection reconnect to themselves by working with different types of Kundalini yogic practices, breath work, and meditations. And today in this video, I want to talk about the nervous system. A lot of people are talking about this lately, but for very good reason. Our nervous systems, most people's nervous systems are in overload. And it's not just because our schedules are busy, although that could be part of it, but it's because our bodies are receiving an energetic input nonstop, every day, all day, at a rate that our bodies just don't know how to handle. So if you've ever been feeling wired but exhausted, brain fog, anxious for no real apparent reason, or unable to fully relax when you finally sit down, then this video is going to help explain why some of that is happening, and more importantly, give you some tools to help work with that, to help combat and help that strengthen your nervous system. Because when you start to understand what's really going on, especially from a Kundalini yogic perspective and lens, then truly you're never going to look at just stress the same way. So we'll dive in. So let's start with your adrenal glands, because they're carrying more than you think. And our adrenal glands are our sort of command center for our stress response in our body. And they're the ones that are firing cortisol, adrenaline, these hormones all day. But the problem is they were designed to respond to a short, intense burst of danger and not to be running all day long. And here's the part that most people miss. So it's not just our to-do lists that are keeping our adrenal glands firing, keeping our stress high. It's the constant energetic input of just life around us. So the constant dinging of our phones, the screens that are everywhere, the picking up other people's emotions, the intensity of the noise pollution in our environment, as well as things like artificial light. All of these things in our modern day compound to really put an additional level of stress on our adrenal glands that we were never initially designed to bear. But the problem is it's not a willpower problem. This isn't a willpower problem. Your body is actually doing exactly what it was designed to do, which is respond to this input. But a big part of the problem is simply that there is so much and too much input. So we need to begin changing our bodies and bringing in practices that are going to help us be able to function in this modern world. So where does all of that energy go once it enters into the body? Well, this is where our kidneys, along with our liver and our adrenals, are working as our body's filtration system to help to process out all of those incoming inputs. In Kundalini yoga, much like traditional Chinese medicine or in Ayurvedic traditions, however, they've recognized that the body isn't just metabolizing chemical and physical inputs. It's also breaking down energy much in that same way. And this is where we're seeing modern science catch up to some of these Eastern traditions, research into things like the vagus nerve or the body's electromagnetic stimulation system, and also just looking into the body's response to chronic low-grade stress, are all demonstrating what these traditions really named a long time ago, that the body is an energetic vessel and processes and moves energy much in the same way that it processes and moves chemical and physical inputs. And when that system can become overwhelmed, then it can show up in the mind and in the body as dysfunction. So you're not just imagining it. We are experiencing high levels of energetic input in various forms. And modern science is finally catching up to practices like traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda, who understood that the body is not just metabolizing chemical inputs, but really breaking down all of these energetic inputs in the same way that it's metabolizing food. And this is really where we have to recognize that our body has to build up a capacity to be able to handle the amount of input that's coming at us today that was very different from the environments that we as humans have existed in the past. And this is really where Kundalini yoga comes in. Techniques like pranayama, breath work, movement, asana, meditation, mantra, or chanting are all tools, not just tools for relaxation, but really capacity building tools that are helping to build your body, your physical symptoms of ability to hold and to process a higher level of energetic input that's coming into you. Think of it this way, right? Like you wouldn't try to go to the gym and suddenly lift really heavy weights without training, without gradually training your body to hold that level of capacity. Well, it's the same when it comes to energy and working with our bodies. And this is why having a consistent, dedicated practice, such as yoga, breath work, meditation, doing some of these practices on top of some of your workouts or all the other healthy habits that you're incorporating into your lifestyle is really important, because it's going to build the energetic body's capacity to hold this level of input. So our system isn't going to get as stressed, as overwhelmed, as burned out as quickly as it can, especially nowadays. Ultimately, that information will be coming in, and if we don't have the energetic capacity to hold and to metabolize that, that's when we start to experience greater levels of dis-ease in the body, and not just manifesting as higher levels of stress, anxiety, or depression, but really showing up in physical symptoms as well. So the great news is you can work with a variety of different practices to train your body to build that capacity and to help support the body's detox pathways as well. And that's what we're going to be doing in today's practice.
So let's get into the actual practice. So to begin, we're going to interlace our pinkies. So you're just interlocking those pinkies. The rest of the fingers are curling into the pad of the hands, and then coming up in front of the heart center, front of the chest, and your thumbs are pointing straight up. And so you're creating a little bit of a tug, a little bit of a pull on those pinky fingers. Keep the shoulders relaxed back and down. And with this practice, we're going to be doing a pranayama called Breath of Fire. And it's a quick inhale and exhale through the nose. The first part will be through the nose, second part through an O mouth. And on your exhale, you're pulling your navel point back to your spine. So it sounds like this. It can be a little tricky at first to begin to connect to that lower navel point, that lower abdomen. So I recommend sticking your tongue out and start panting like a dog. Place your hand on your low belly, feel and engage with that navel point, and then you can bring the tongue in and continue the breath in and out through the nose. A really powerful detoxifying breath. And this mudra is helping to activate our adrenal glands. So let's begin. We'll just do a short practice here. Bring your eyes to shut. Keep the shoulder blades back and down. Your gaze comes into the center of your forehead. And let's begin. Staying tall through the spine. Notice if the shoulders drift up, relax them down. Keep that slight engagement through the pinky fingers. And we're going to keep working with that same breath, but our mouth is going to come into an O, and the breath is in and out through the O mouth. You don't want to puff your cheeks out, but you want to keep that breath of fire, that navel engagement, pulling it back on the exhale through an O mouth. You're doing great. Last little bit here. And take a deep inhale. Suspending the breath at the top. Keep pulling those pinkies, feeling that engagement and that tension there. Holding the breath in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. Release the hands down. Just rest them onto the knees, keeping the eyes shut down for a moment. Just slowing down the breath, taking a few long, deep breaths in and out through the nose. And closing our practice by bringing our hands into prayer in front of our heart center, keeping the eyes shut down and just gently bowing the head, remembering that you are not too much, you are not broken, you are not too sensitive, you are just a physical body going through an upgrade, living in an energetic world that never stops moving. So great job taking this short time, this short practice to get to know your nervous system, get to know that energetic body. In Kundalini Yoga, we end our practices by chanting 2 syllables, Sat Nam. Sat means truth and Nam means identity. Inhale. Sat. Nam. You can release the palms down and gently open the eyes. Thank you so much for showing up, for taking care and learning a little bit about your energetic body. If this practice and this video resonated with you, I'd love for you to like and subscribe, and maybe take a moment to explore my Agni Wellness Collective membership community. I have an app where we share more practices like this and have a couple live classes each week, do some live full and new moon events, and a variety of different other community practices to support you on your journey. Would love to have you. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Satnam.